On Britain's streets, a battle is raging. Over 11 million of us rent.
Oh, God.
But thousands fall victim to rogue landlords.
There's just water cascading through here.
Why should I live like this?
2 million of us are private landlords.
He's owed almost £10,000 in rent.
But many face financial ruin at the hands of bad tenants.
You're supposed to be out by yesterday.
Well, we're still here.
Get your hands up.
Don't push.
And that is what you're dealing with.
In this series, we're on the front line with the enforcement officers who crack down on rogue landlords.
There's a lot of scams going on.
This is gross exploitation. It just can't continue.
And the experts whose job it is to evict bad tenants.
This kind of stump boils my blood.
It can be a little bit scary at times. Hey! Go! We called the police!
In this episode,
you haven't paid me the last 3 months. I went
a landlord chases his letting agent for missing rent.
He wants his back. Nothing.
Oh, is that right? He's not going to property back. Really?
Yeah.
A desperate mum and her young children are stuck in a dangerous rented flat.
I'm freaking out and I'm terrified.
There's no excuse for it. It needs dealing with immediately.
And on a dawn raid,
How many folks are living in here?
housing enforcement officers make a shocking discovery.
The pantry's being used as a bedroom. The entrance hall's being used as a bedroom. Dreadful, isn't it? Absolutely dreadful.
It's not just non-paying tenants who can cause landlords serious financial headaches. After entrusting his house to a letting agent, Daniel Shearer has been left over £5,000 out of pocket. Today, he's been joined by Paul Shamplina from Landlord Action on the hunt for his missing cash.
We are going to the offices of a letting agent who Daniel signed a guaranteed rent agreement with, who was supposed to guarantee and pay his rent for his property, and he's owed 3 months' rent.
3 months ago, payments for the 3-bed semi stopped without explanation, despite the agency's own contract stating that they would pay up even if the tenants didn't.
We signed the agreement and I thought I'm in safe hands. But after 4 months, they stopped paying me altogether. I kept calling them, asking why they're not paying me. They got uncomfortable about it and they made excuses. So I am angry and I am very frustrated.
After scores of emails and over 50 phone calls failed to produce any answers,
Where's the place? In there?
It's just there.
Right, so I need to park.
So this is the back of it.
Paul and Daniel are headed to the office of the agency in Barking. They plan to serve notice of Daniel's intention to break the contract, allowing them to rent out his house.
Second floor. It was really stressful to deal with non-payments because I'm not a property tycoon. I basically remortgaged my flat in order to afford to put down a deposit and buy this house. And I had to ask for money from my family to cover all the mortgage payments.
May not be there.
I think I should call them.
Yeah.
There's no answer on the phone. But suddenly someone appears at the office door.
Hi. We're waiting for you. I need to speak to you about Daniel's rent. He's owed rent? He's owed 3 months' rent? I need to speak to you about Daniel's rent.
Sorry?
About Daniel's rent.
Well, I'm not involved.
The woman seems to claim that she doesn't work for the agency, but Daniel has dealt with her frequently in the past.
You recognise Daniel?
Yes, absolutely. She's the one I talked to on the phone quite a few times. she's definitely the one. We've met at least 7-10 times, and we spoke on the phone at least 25 times.
She's here. So you are part of the agency. You haven't paid me the last 3 months. I want to know when I get the rent from you.
We don't want to follow people out, but she just wasn't giving any answers about Daniel getting his property back. I've got the legal letter for the possession for the proceedings. Pardon? He wants his property back, yeah? He hasn't had the rent for 3 months.
The woman heads off in a cab before Paul can hand over the legal letter.
Well, let's go and serve the letter.
So they decide to return to the empty office.
And it's been served. So what happens now? We have to wait. We've given a deadline on the letter. I hope they will come back and say we're surrendering the lease, but at least we're a step closer of gaining control.
As they leave, Paul and Daniel bump into the woman from the agency, who just 5 minutes earlier fled in a cab.
Bro, they're outside. I'm lucky I come out the office and I see these lot outside.
She's now denying that the company has failed to pay Daniel.
Daniel, you've got your rent.
He hasn't been paid. He's owed 3 months. Why hasn't he paid his rent?
Excuse me, I'm a tenant.
Pardon? No, you're managing the property. You do guaranteed rent. Guarantee the rent. Yeah? He's got a mortgage to pay. Do you not feel for that? Fine, so how can he get his rent? So why don't you get one? Fine, get one of the directors on the phone. He'll speak to the directors if it's not you.
Okay, yeah, okay, I will.
When guaranteed rent goes wrong, it's messy.
Coming up, Daniel's fight with the letting agent becomes heated.
He just said to me he hasn't got 3 months' rent. Proof.
And a council worker goes to the aid of a mum in desperate circumstances.
Not to worry you. Worst case scenario, serious injury or death.
Landlord Daniel Shearer is with eviction expert Paul Shamplina.
They had 3 months' rent, okay?
Why?
They are at the office of the letting agents who owe Daniel 3 months' rent.
Just wants his rent.
You've got your rent.
No, you didn't pay
Yes,
me
we
the last
paid
3
you.
months.
He's owed 3 months' rent.
Show me proof.
The agency office is being manned by only one member of staff.
Yeah, that's me, Mum.
And she gets a colleague on the phone.
Yeah?
Okay, let me just have a quick word. Hi. So we've just served a letter, which is giving notification of forfeit the lease. Sorry?
Yeah, carry on, talk.
Yeah, I'm talking. He signed a rent guarantee agreement with you guys, so he hasn't had the rent for 3 months. Pardon?
Even though the tenants have not been paid, we have been paying him.
She made out that they weren't getting the rent. Well, that's not our concern. You know, Daniel signed a contract of guaranteed rent. Whether the tenant doesn't pay you or not, you're still liable for the rent. It's rent guarantee, you know the score.
We are paying him. We are paying him the rent.
Right.
Daniel, you're such
He just said to me he hasn't got 3 months' rent.
Proof. We need proof.
He has proof.
No, he's lying. Yes, I'll show you proof right now.
When she called me a liar, I realized that was her way of dealing with the fact that she was lying.
Daniel has no way of knowing if the tenants are paying, but he can prove he hasn't received any rent.
I'm going to hand you back now, let you get on with your day. We'll get on with our day, but deal with the issue in hand, which is the letter that I've just served. Fine, but because what I'm saying is, he wants his... Oh, is that right? He's not going to get property back? Really? Okay, all right. She was trying to make out that she was a victim. There was only one victim, and that was Daniel. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
I thought rent guarantee will keep me away from those kind of problems. So it's really frustrating.
It appears that the visit does have an effect. As an hour after Daniel and Paul leave the office, the letting agency pay up part of the debt.
Hello?
Hello, Paul. I've got some good news from the agency. They basically paid me for 1 month They still owe me 2 months' rent, but they did something, so I think that's great news.
In debt to his family, Daniel now needs to get the rest of the rent money and his property back as soon as possible. When private landlords fail to look after their tenants' homes, it falls to council housing teams to intervene. Today, Enforcement Officer Andrew Sedman is visiting a mum terrified that her rented flat is dangerous and potentially damaging her 2 young children's health.
It's a bit of an emergency because there's a leak, possible structural collapse. So we need to look at it now and find out what the reality of this complaint is.
Nursery teacher Fabielli and her husband Ronaldo have rented a 2-bedroom flat above a shop for 7 years. For the past 6 months, they've been struggling to get the management agency who look after the property to address serious problems with leaks, damp and mould.
Hello, how are you? Okay?
I'm all right.
Glad to hear it.
So if you come here to the kitchen, you can see inside.
And that's not recent, that's like months upon months, maybe years of it by the looks of it. Not good.
The property was nice for like the first year, and then began to get downhill. Here, look, it's all rotten.
That's rotted away, yeah. Had a lot of water contact, that has. I mean, things physically change shape, you've got gaps forming.
There appears to be water damage throughout.
You can see where there's water staining there. Yeah, and this is damp.
The most alarming issue is in the children's bedroom, where rainwater has been pouring in.
Oh dear. You can smell it. That's shocking.
Despite always paying the £970 a month in rent, Fabielli has had no success asking their private management agent to address these alarming issues.
They say, okay, we're going to send some contractors, but every time it was a different contractor who'd come, and they just come, have a look, and leave the property. It's just coming out over here. You can see the arrows here and here. And it's looking and comes down all the way into the bucket.
I could see this family had been putting up with a lot. You could really feel the damp in the air. Wow, how long was that?
Today.
Just today?
Just today.
That's worrying because we had a little bit of rain today, not a lot.
No.
And for that amount to come through, right near the electric socket, there's no excuse for it. It needs dealing with immediately.
At least 6 months.
Wow.
It's been like that. I'm freaking out. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of going out of the house and leave the house when it's raining. I'm terrified when it's raining and we are always sleeping downstairs. Terrified. It's terrifying.
Sleeping in a damp home can cause long-term health problems, but Andrew has more immediate concerns.
Worst case scenario, water and electric, serious injury or death. Not to worry you.
Right.
You know, but I have to be real with this sort of thing.
Not to worry.
Seriously dangerous. You have to be as honest as you can. They may be upset from what they hear, but at least they'll be prepared. You can see they've got a few cracks up there as well. That's not good. So, you know, it's best to stay out of this room.
Yes, that's what we're
Which
doing.
I can see you've done that. You've got everything.
Yes, we
you've done
put
the right
everything
thing.
downstairs.
Damp and the risk of electrocution have already forced Fabielli to move her children downstairs and out of their bedroom.
My eldest son, he was terrified. He was terrified. Even he was terrified. He used to tell me, "Mommy, but it's dangerous. You cannot go there." For a 6-year-old to tell you that, it was terrible.
Everything was an accident waiting to happen there. It's horrifying what people go through and what they'll put up with. It ain't living, that's what it isn't.
The landlord is ultimately responsible for the property, but the management agent is running it, so Andrew needs to put pressure on them to fix things and fast. Lawyer Chris Sharpe from the Landlord Group is heading to Leicester to meet a landlord who's called in the bailiffs over an £8,000 rent debt.
Nobody enjoys this part of the process. They really don't. My client would have done anything to avoid having to get the bailiffs in. But £8,000 is a lot of money, whichever way you look at it. And it's caused my client a great amount of stress. It really has.
Waiting for Chris is landlord Amrit Sawan. He's been renting his house to the same family for over 5 years.
How you doing, Amrit? Good to see you. Good journey over?
4 years after moving in, the tenant, Mr. Chania, suddenly stopped paying his rent in full. He claimed that this was because of the poor state of the property.
They just started being really petty on certain repairs. Maintenance issues. Over the last year, I would say they literally came in by the week. However, every time he reported a repair and we ever said, look, are we allowed to come in to look at this? He'd deny us access.
So I've brought the inventory that you signed at the beginning. So just so that we can compare and contrast what it's like now to what it was when you let it out. Everything is marked brand new. And there's pictures there of the property being shown as absolutely immaculate. We might as well walk down to the property now.
Despite a court ordering them to leave a month ago, Mr. Chania and his family are still in the process of moving out.
Oh, there he is. Oh, what's the word? Is it okay if we come on, Mr. Chania?
Yeah, you're fine.
Is it okay?
I mean, you don't get any joy from evicting a family. I'm a family man myself. I mean, to be evicted from your home with your, with your children. I mean, I can only imagine that it's got to be one of the worst things that could happen.
We've just had it from the bailiffs that they're running about half an hour or so late, I think.
After months of refusing access to his landlord and with his eviction imminent, Mr. Chania makes an unexpected offer.
You're welcome. We welcome you in our home.
Okay, after you, Amrit.
I'd like you to see the condition of the property, how we're leaving it.
It's not unusual to find a tenant still in occupation on the day of an eviction, but it's very unusual for the tenant to let you in. I was suspicious.
There was no carpet here. We're leaving you a nice carpet here. So, I mean, this is how we found it. And in fact, it's better than how we found it. We have literally given this property back in pristine condition.
Amrit doesn't agree, as there appears to be more damage than the expected 5 years' worth of wear and tear.
Look at this wiring.
That wiring wasn't on the schedule. That wiring has been put in by the tenant.
Yeah. You've got 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
There's another 6 in here. My goodness.
When I saw the condition of the house, I was quite shocked, to be honest with you.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more double sockets. Let's go through the other parts of the house.
Before they moved in, it was fully refurbished. We probably spent in excess of £20,000–25,000. It was a new kitchen, new bathroom, freshly painted, plastered walls. Everything was brand new.
Was that door missing when you let it out, Amrit?
I don't believe so.
This is the schedule of condition. It does suggest that that door was there when you moved in.
Does this look like a kitchen?
This doesn't look like a kitchen that was fit 5 years ago. You can see pan marks. You can see them everywhere. You can see them on here.
Certain things photo, probably just wear and tear 5 years ago.
It's not brand new.
According to this,
it was brand new.
According to you, it's brand new.
No, Mr. Cheney, you signed it. You signed this. You signed this fight.
I'm disputing.
Is that not your signature? Why did you sign a document saying everything was brand spanking new?
It was signed the same day as you signed your tenancy agreement. Do you recall signing the tenancy agreement?
That's why.
Not even a tenancy agreement.
The tenancy agreement I haven't disputed. The papers say so.
That was signed on the same day.
Mr. Chania denies signing the original inventory when the family moved in, but Amrit and Chris don't accept this.
Mr. Cheney, I'm just looking at this document you signed just 2 weeks ago. They look identical.
That is not my handwriting. Here,
really?
You have a look at the dates on there. You have a look at the dates.
You saying that there?
Can I see it?
Okay, the date isn't my dad's handwriting. I know because
no, that's not his writing.
The date is
you
not
get
my
an
dad's.
expert. Get an expert, and he'll tell you.
I just thought it was comical. You know, it was signed with the tenancy agreement on the day of the tenancy agreement with the same witness.
When Mr. Chania stopped paying the rent, he argued it was because there were problems with the property.
There you are. This is damp infested.
But Amrit believes this was an excuse. The tenants wouldn't let the builders in, and now his house has been left in a state of disrepair.
My difficulty is that he doesn't seem to understand why we've gone through the eviction. You know, if you're owing your landlord £8,000–9,000 in rent, if you're not allowing access...
There is no arrears. There is no arrears. No, I've withheld rent.
So there are arrears. There are arrears.
4 months, yeah.
You're the tenant, and your responsibility would be to pay the rent.
Yeah.
It was clear that it was becoming a little bit fractious. Okay, well, I think that's it, guys. I think at this moment in time, you'll have to agree to disagree.
I've stated my case.
The fact remained, this was a lovely, large house in a nice area. It had thousands of pounds spent on it before it was let out to these individuals.
Amrit now faces a big bill to fix up the house, and Mr. Chenia's refusal to pay rent is about to leave him and his family homeless.
We've moved into my mother's sheltered accommodation, 1-bedroom flat. So you can imagine the dilemma we're in. 6 members in the family all living in one room. We've been trying to get private accommodation, but because we are in receipt of housing benefit, it would be very difficult.
Hopefully housing will help us out. I have no family here, they're all in Bradford. So, that's it.
It wasn't a nice experience. Obviously they got very emotional. It's been a home for them for 5 or 6 years. I wished it would have been a home for them for many years more.
The Chenia family leave before the bailiffs arrive.
Thanks, bye.
And
Amrit has his house back.
To bring the property back up to scratch to what it was, it will cost about £20,000 to £25,000. So I don't think there is any winner in this.
Mr. Chenia continues to deny that he is a bad tenant, and he disputes that he owed any rent arrears. He also maintains he didn't block any contractors from assessing the property and is planning to claim his own substantial damages from the landlord. Coming up,
it says requires possession of the property.
A nasty shock for Mum Fabielli.
I'm just gonna be on the street with 2 children.
And council housing officers uncover a potential death trap.
None of the windows open. Totally being exploited by a landlord just doesn't care about it.
It's 6 a.m. in Brent.
So we're going to be splitting up into small groups so that we can gather the evidence that we need to take this case forward.
Enforcement officer Herb McGowan is leading police and council housing workers on a dawn raid of a 3-bed home.
So we're going to proceed to the property now.
We had intelligence to suggest that this was an unlicensed, overcrowded house in multiple occupation.
Good morning, from Brent Council. Hello.
And we go early mornings because an element of surprise does come into it.
Is that the main entrance?
This is the main entrance.
Finding an unlocked door, Herb lets himself in. Reports suggest that dozens of men could be living in this small home. If they're true, he wants to catch them all before they get up.
Hello, good morning. We're from the council. We've come to carry out an inspection of this property.
Unlicensed houses of multiple occupancy are illegal, as well as potentially dangerous.
How many folks are living in here? 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 10 bed spaces.
The bungalow is packed with makeshift bunk beds.
To come into a room like this and to find 10 adult males living in a room designed for 2 people. I really didn't expect so many people.
6 rooms that are being used as bedrooms. The pantry is being used as a bedroom. The lounge and the dining room are being used as a bedroom as well. The entrance hall is being used as a bedroom.
Okay.
I have to confess that I have been doing this job for a long time, and it was particularly shocking.
Housing officers estimate that about 30 people are living in a property designed for one family.
Did you know that you were coming into a room with 9 other men living in the same room? You knew that?
Yes.
The men are Eastern European labourers who will all be paying for their beds. But whoever is taking their money doesn't seem too concerned for their well-being.
In this room, for instance, it's got a lot of damp and mould. None of the windows open.
Dreadful, isn't it? Absolutely dreadful. Dreadful. But if there was an actual fire in this property, the means of escape, are just blocked.
With the front door also blocked by furniture, the only way all 30 tenants could escape a blaze is through the kitchen, where most domestic fires start.
I mean, this is a real high-risk area, isn't it? We're in a kitchen where all the food preparation is supposed to have been done, and the smoke alarm's covered up. And in actual fact, it's not just this alarm that's covered, it's all the alarms throughout the house that have been covered over. It's dreadful, isn't it? I mean, you've got 30 tenants living in here, totally kind of being exploited by a landlord who just doesn't care about them.
We have no choice. We don't have money, £1,000 per month to pay somewhere else. So we have to live here.
The men are likely victims of exploitation, and the council officers need to grill them to work out who is responsible for these dreadful living conditions.
How much do you pay per week?
50.
50. Thank you.
If we're all paying £50 a week, that's going to be about £1,500 per week for this house, which is around about 78 grand a year.
We're talking about someone making a great deal of money out of vulnerable people. It's really evil.
It's a lucrative, if illegal, arrangement for someone, but the men seem unwilling to reveal who.
Who do you pay your rent to? What's his name?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. So you've made an arrangement to leave your homeland, to come to a country, but you don't know who the person is.
No.
Does anyone in this room know his name?
Nobody wants to know.
Nobody wants to know his name.
I'm sorry.
It is frustrating. However, what we find often is that the person that gives them a bed space for £30 a week is the same person who gives them a job in the black economy for £60 a week.
One of Herb's colleagues has got a lead.
They're paying it to somebody that don't actually know the second name. He comes here to collect the rent weekly.
The team have partially identified whoever is collecting the men's rent, but it isn't the same name as the legal owner of the house. They now need to find out if this is an alias or if someone is illegally subletting.
See you later, guys. Bye. Thank you very much.
Someone somewhere is making a great deal of money out of someone else's misery, and it is totally unacceptable.
The housing officers' inquiries lead them to conclude that the official tenants of the property were unlawfully subletting to the men discovered living there. 3 people are now facing prosecution. A month ago, landlord Daniel Shearer started proceedings against the letting agency who owed him over £5,000 despite offering a rent guarantee.
I was really, really disappointed. They simply ignored the contract we had.
After visiting the agent's office, Daniel did receive a partial payment, but no more was forthcoming, leaving him in deep financial trouble.
I was in a really bad place because I simply couldn't afford covering these mortgage payments, and I struggled a lot.
To further complicate matters, the tenants the agency installed have now decided to leave.
They called me today and they said that they don't want to give me the keys personally. They just left the key in the bin area.
Today, Daniel is going to check up on the state of his house.
And okay, I found some keys in here.
But with the property still under contract to the letting agent, he won't be able to rent it out again until they agree to end the deal. And for this, he may have to go to court.
Excited and nervous at the same time. Okay, I'm nervous. I might need to spend more money to repair it. Right, so this will be the kitchen. Well, this is definitely not how I left it.
As well as guaranteeing the rent, the agency were meant to ensure Daniel's home was kept in good condition.
And look at this mess. Terrible. When I gave this house to the agency, it was immaculate. Okay, let's go upstairs. Yeah, big mess. I mean, look at this. They've broken the glass. They obviously flooded the bathroom, hence the spots on the ceiling in the living room. And so I'll have to change the floor completely and repaint the living room. So on top of the fact that I lost quite a lot of money with this house already, I'll have to pay more money. £2,000 probably, if not more, to make it look decent again. So, yeah.
But before Daniel can begin work fixing up his property, he needs to get the letting agency to tear up the contract. Four months ago, Council Enforcement Officer Andrew Sedman discovered a young family living in a dangerous rented flat.
There's terrible problems with damp, cold, leaks, you name it. It's so major.
A leaking roof meant water was flooding into the property, causing serious damp and the risk of electrocution.
It's terrible, absolutely terrible. They're living in really unacceptable conditions.
Andrew contacted the management agent responsible for the flat. He issued what's known as an improvement notice, demanding the issues be fixed. Today, he's revisiting the tenant, mum of two, Fabielli, to check they've complied.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
So glad to see you. Come in, please.
Good.
The roof leak above the children's bedroom has been mended.
Yeah, I see it's no more leak now, which is good.
But the resultant damage hasn't been fixed.
I haven't even bothered painting over, replastering or anything. It's still not good enough. Still not good enough.
The flat is still riddled with damp and full of mould.
Oh yeah. Crikey.
They don't care. At the end of the day, they got the money for the property, and I could not see any light at the end of the tunnel.
Everything is coming down now.
Yeah,
from there.
that's got worse, definitely.
Yeah.
They've fixed the roof leak. Things aren't getting any better in here. Not acceptable, really.
And to add to the family's problems, it's now winter and the heating isn't working properly. So they've all been forced to share one room.
Basically, I'm sleeping here with the boys in the cold.
I can feel the cold in here, yeah.
It's very cold. My eldest son is keeping coughing. Coffee keeps waking up.
No, that's awful.
It really affected his asthma. He was always coughing a lot, gasping for breath, wheezing a lot. It was really bad.
Rather than fully address the issues highlighted by Andrew, the management agent or landlord have apparently decided upon a very different course of action.
Can we just have a look at that? Thank you very much. It says requires possession of the property. No, this isn't good at all. That eviction notice, to me it said we don't want to do the works, Let's get these people out of here.
We pay the rent on time.
Yeah.
We're never late with the rent.
Have you contacted them at all? No.
Because generally I don't know what to say. I
Yeah.
didn't want to call them because I don't know. I don't know what to say to them.
Almost my whole salary was going to pay the rent from that property. And they have the audacity to evict us.
I will reply to this and say, you've informed me about this and I disagree.
The agents say they've issued an eviction notice on behalf of the landlords, whose own leasehold on the building is coming to an end. But Andrew suspects the decision may be connected to Fabielli's complaint to the council.
It's not your fault this property's a mistake. It's just shocking. I felt upset deep down. More importantly, I was worried for the family.
Both Fabielli and her husband work in London, and their children are settled in local schools, but they can't afford to rent anywhere else in the area.
I'm just terrified because if I have to get out of here, I have nowhere to go.
Goodness me.
Because I don't have relatives, nothing here.
Oh dear.
So I'm just gonna be on the street with 2 children.
Where would I go? I have no money. I have no money to pay rent in the other place or deposit or anything.
It's midwinter, and despite always paying their rent,
Take care now. All right, I'll be in contact. Bye.
Fabielli and her family face the prospect of being homeless.
For me, it was a nightmare. Some days I used to go to work and cry. We were just in a trap.
Coming up, Daniel Shearer and Paul are on the trail of his missing rent.
Hello. I mean, have you got anything to say to me?
And Fabielli and her family try to escape their dangerous rented home.
I feel very amazed how there's landlords out there. They just don't care.
Landlord Daniel Shearer entrusted his 3-bed house to a letting agent who guaranteed his rent. But he was left in deep financial trouble when they stopped paying him. The tenants decided to leave, but as his contract was with the agency, Daniel still didn't have control of his home. Now, finally, he's had a breakthrough.
Hello.
Hi, Paul. This is Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
I've got some good news.
Yeah, what's that?
So they basically surrendered the house.
That's good.
Thankfully, Daniel has got his property back, but he's still owed some money from outstanding rent to utility bills, because believe it or not, the actual tenant in the property changed the utility bills and put them in Daniel's name. So I'm here today to serve a debt letter to try and get the money back for him. Daniel, we meet again.
With arrears and other costs, Daniel has been left over £6,000 down. The letting agents are refusing to discuss paying off the debts, despite offering a guaranteed rent contract. So Daniel is returning to their Barking office, along with expert Paul Shamplina.
I realized that I need to pay back all the debts I have, and so there was no way I could just give up.
Hello. I'm here with a solicitor to sort things out.
Hi, 1 second, let me pull you back.
I'm just going to give you this letter. It's a debt letter for Daniel. It's the outstanding debt that he's owed. Part of it is rent, part of it is damages to the property, and then actually the tenant that you put in, they put utilities in Daniel's name, plus legal fees. So the total amount comes to £6,263.
Okay.
I mean, have you got anything to say to me? When are you going to pay me for, all the repairs and the rent you owe me and the legal fees and the money that I lost, basically? So
Okay.
still nothing to say.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.
The agency eventually paid Daniel £1,850, but most of his claim is yet to be settled. Despite the experience, Daniel has decided to keep renting his house out, but through a different agency.
I made a decision not to allow this unfortunate story to make me suspicious about people in general. Because if you do that, your human interaction becomes poisonous, and you poison yourself in the end.
After reporting their substandard home to the council, Fabielli and her family were threatened with eviction by their management agency.
Oh, you
For a
have 6
slimy
floor
block.
blocks.
A month ago, they were stuck in a damp North London flat that was aggravating their eldest son's asthma.
These are officially the boys' bedroom.
With no damp on the walls, no draft coming from the windows, yeah.
The couple took the difficult decision to move out of the capital to Hertfordshire, despite having to pay more in rent and endure longer commutes to work.
We had to make some sacrifices. My husband has to work more shifts now, so I cannot see him much.
It was very difficult because in Harrow it's very expensive. And I said, no, I have to move further away. It doesn't matter if I have to put another 20 hours on the top of my weekly working journey, I will do that.
It was really hard and between my husband and I. We almost went for a divorce. But I don't know, it made us strong.
We came to a point where, we said, no, enough is enough. They're not going to do anything about this. We have to move out. It was too much for us to bear.
I feel very amazed how there's landlords out there. They just don't care. They just want the money. At the end of the month, want the money, and that's it.
Yeah. The dump and the problems on walls and leakages and having to sleep in a living room. And the mattresses were all over the place. I would wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock, and see them sleeping rough on the floor. And, it would basically just break my heart.
Moving to a new home has already improved eldest son Davi's asthma.
Are you coughing a lot now?
No, not that much.
He hasn't shown any signs of it, is it?
No, wheezy, not coughing, no, yes.
Do you like the new house?
I like the new house better.
It is my dream home. I feel happy. My children are happy. It's the best thing in the world. When I look outside the window, they were playing outside in the garden, laughing, running. It's wonderful.